Hey, congrats again for taking action and booking a call with us. If you didn't receive the invitation to the calendar invite, just email us, grow@gcsherpa.com, and we'll make sure it shows up for you. So I want to give you just an idea about how we can prepare for the call to make sure it's the most effective use of your time. So there's just a couple of things we're going to look at. And what I would like for you to do is, as we're going through this, think about from a red light, yellow light, green light perspective. What is going great? You feel like you're on top of it, you're investing in it, you're getting the return you want. Which one is kind of iffy and which one is non-existent, or you just don't feel like you're getting anything out of it. And coming into the call with that, it'll help us give an idea about how what we might be able to offer you can meet the needs that you have, and you can have a great solution set before you. So a couple of things we're going to look at. Our ultimate goal, I'm going to guess, is that you want scalable growth. And what we want to look at is, how do we make that happen? Okay, so on this side of the equation, we're going to talk about leads. And then over here, once we start gaining leads, we're going to talk about how do we convert those leads. And then once those systems are up and running, how do we optimize it? So how do we get more bang for the buck? First off, we have organic. So this is organic social, organic SEO, and then we already talked about it, but we're going to talk about paid. Okay, so that's going to be your Facebook ads, Google ads, LinkedIn ads, any other sort of paid traffic that you're getting. And then the other thing we're going to talk about is just your database. So you've probably been in business for a long time already, or maybe a short time, but you have a personal network of people, and there's a huge opportunity there. In fact, it's one of the most effective ways to start gaining leads for a business when you just start marketing, is to market to your existing and past customers and your personal network. And so another huge opportunity is right there. We talk about conversion. Your number one vehicle for this is going to be your website. And then beyond that, we're going to talk about reputation. And a lot of that, since we talked about website, reputation primarily ties into your Google business profile, which you may have that up and running. You may be posting on it, all that. If so, great. If not, huge opportunity to be found at a local level. And then here, we just have automation. So for general contractors, we find that one of the biggest gaps is that they're on the job, call comes in, they can't answer the call, and then the person ghosts. They never hear from them again. What we can help set up, just as an example, is you miss a call, automatic text goes to the person and says, hey, thank you for reaching out to XYZ Contracting. We're on a job right now, we would love to talk to you. And if you want, we can set that right into a scheduling app. We can say, like, when is a good time to call you? We can basically say whatever you want, but it keeps that person warm so that you don't miss out on anything, and we're also able to track it. So in terms of our optimization, we're going to look here at ROI. That's the foundational principle you always hear about in advertising. So that is, what do you get out of your investment overall? And then that breaks down also into average cost per lead. And then overall, what is the total spend that you're getting for it? So these are the parts we have in place. So if you haven't already done so, just stop and ask yourself, how is my organic? How is my paid? How is my database? How's my website? How's my reputation, my Google business profile? How are you maximizing on basically like how you are known in your community? And then also automation. So what things do you have in place that you don't have to manually do everything, okay? And then also, do you currently track ROI, or do you have any ROI, because maybe you're not even spending, so you don't actually have any investment in marketing. And then what is the average per lead, and then the total spend. Here are your opportunities. These are your at-bats where maybe you hit home run, maybe you bunt, maybe you get a nice base hit. But this is your raw material that allows you to take a next step to hopefully grow your contracting business. And then here, everybody loves that. That's where you actually make your money. So that's where you got a lead, either because they came to your website organically, or you paid and they came to the website. But otherwise, you now have converted them and they are a customer and you made money. And so once those two things are functioning properly, then you've got a little bit of a flow where now we're looking at the long-term game. How do we accelerate that? And again, we have vehicles that can accelerate it. Depending on what your market is like, you may find out on our call that there are some big fish in your market and they've been at it longer, they've been at it stronger, and you have a little bit of a curve if you want to make up and beat them at a particular keyword or particular service, which might not always be worth it, in which case you need to look at where are my opportunities to go tangential. So basically, again, we hope that you will consider this kind of model, come into the call with some idea of where you are. We're going to come into it with reports on basically other people in your market that we feel may be competitors from a service standpoint, keyword standpoint, technical standpoint. And we're going to look at all those things together holistically and see if there is an opportunity for us. So again, if you didn't receive the invite to the call, please email us, grow@gcsherpa.com. Otherwise, if you have questions about this ahead of time, please feel free to reach out to us. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you on the call.